Blessings in abundance. It's Brother Polight. And we always should start off our day with the mantra, I'm too smart to be broke, and it costs way too much to be poor. Talk to me nice. Again, start your daily mantra off with, I'm too smart to be broke. And the reason why I say that is because we pride ourselves in so many of the wonders of the world. We pride ourselves in being the progenitors of society, the authors of math and science. So why is coming out of poverty so difficult? I oftentimes say we get conscious and we'll start breaking down the pyramids at Giza, Khufu, Khafre, and Menkaure. And we'll say that these three pyramids at Giza is in alignment with the Belt of Orion, Alnilam, Alnitak, and Mintaka. Is in alignment with Khufu, Khafre, and Menkaure pyramids in Giza. We'll also take note that the Milky Way is in alignment with what? The Nile River Valley, which was created, the longest river in the world, going throughout Africa, right? And we know that these pyramidal structures are on a 32-degree line of latitude called the Northern Tropic of Cancer. Okay? 32-degree line of latitude called the Northern Tropic of Cancer. Not by accident. So we know that the Milky Way being in alignment with the Nile River Valley, the pyramids at Giza, Khufu, Khafre, Menkaure, in alignment with Alnilam, Alnitak, and Mintaka. We also know that the Sphinx in Egypt, having a direct correlation, was built. It was built with the intention to be in alignment with the Leo constellation. We look at the Dogon tribe, black people again, and they had an understanding of different constellations that existed, understanding of planetary bodies before the use of a so-called microscope. Sirius B, Digitaria, the Hogon from the Dogon tribe, used to give a conveyance and break down the astrology in retrospect to astronomy that modern science today is just bearing witness to. And even the Sumerians were giving us the planets in size order and their colors before the use or the aid of a microscope. So how could we fall from grace? How could we struggle with making money to come from, to be descendants of such a powerful and amazing people? Now you may say, well, that was them and that's not us. No, you are your ancestors. Every time a baby is born, an ancestor is born. And this is why in ancient Egypt, the Remetu, ancient Egyptians, I don't like to say Egyptian because that was given by foreigners. So I'm going to say the Remetu. This is why the Remetu, ancient Egyptians, this is why the Remetu labeled, you can have been an ancestor while dead or an ancestor alive. When you get up into elder age, you'll notice that the glyphs being used for ancestor is for either an old person or a person who has transitioned. They would use a mountain in the pictographs or in the hieroglyphs because it's like you went to the other side. So there's a part of the mountain, you only see one side of the mountain, but there's something on the other side of the mountain, right? That you can't see. So when you're older, you're getting closer and closer to being on the other side. And when you transition, clearly you went to the other side. And that's why they would have an image of a mountain in the name ancestor in the hieroglyphs. You say, what does this have to do with making money, Brother Polight? What does this have to do with making money? I'm saying don't be victims of the matrix and the constructs out here to make you believe that you're supposed to die sick and poor. Where in fact, etymologically, when you look up the word wealth, it has this inception in the meaning wellness. So health isn't wealth, wealth is health. This is important because words are a GPS to reality. And I'm saying all this to say, you guys need to share this video. If it took over 777,000 sperm, if it took over 777,777,000 sperm, if it took almost 8 million sperm, if it took 777,777,777 sperm to race for one to be successful, to impact that egg, and the other ones fail, and then a zygote is formed and a protective mucous membrane lining to stop the woman from destroying the embryo as it's growing, because the woman's body interprets the sperm as a foreign invader, which can intimate or hint at some form of asexual reproduction by the woman in her early ancestry, which makes sense because everyone has to pass through being a female before they can manifest gender. If you understand your genitalia, you understand that the man is the inside out version or the outside in version of his female counterpart. That's why there's a slit going up the scrotum or the sac where the nipples would have fused or the breast would have fused. But hey, we're not even going to go there. The point in case is, before you're anything, you have to go through the divine feminine principle. Then something else takes place and you might remain in the feminine principle or the masculine principle. But that's aside from the point. We're going to stay focused here. And the point that I'm making is, if you want a race amongst 1 million sperm to get here, in addition to the fact that the woman's body is looking to destroy you as you're developing. Sometimes she has postpartum syndrome subconsciously because she was still trying to destroy that child to protect the woman's body. All this is going on, and you're still born, knowing that they're looking to depopulate our race. And in general, they're employing depopulation. Yet another story. With all this warfare taking place, you still managed to manifest. But the funny thing about manifestation is either man-infestation or manifestation. If you're not being productive, you're being destructive. And I'm saying the biggest miracle to ever transpire was the fact that you were even born in the first place. That's the biggest miracle that ever took place. The fact that you was even born. So nothing else can be difficult when you look at it in retrospect. What could be more difficult than the journey that it took for you to get here, considering all things that are working against you being born up until present day? Nothing cannot be accomplished by you, because the only thing that's impossible is you being born. And the one miracle you may bear witness to this whole life, if nothing else, is the fact that you was born. So how dare you allow poverty to impede on your ability to get your daily bread? To have others marvel at your splendor. To demonstrate the seldom seen majestic spirit that dwells in us all, but has to be innate. So we have to find out how to tap into that inner potential that we have. But fear implicates us at all levels. And fear, or self-doubt, I should say, is disrespectful to your God, to your creator, or to your ancestors. Because when you fear your own ability to be successful, when you self-doubt, you're saying that someone in the genius chain that you come from has made an error. No, you've been giving everything you've ever been given because you yourself can handle it. My father left me at the age of 8 on my birthday. My mom's died the week that I met her when I turned 17. I had 6 more days with my mother after the first day that I met her when I turned 17. I was able to transcend. Am I still scarred by it? Am I still psychologically afflicted by it? Every single day. But I still went through a transpersonal and transcendental experience in my growth and my development as part of the human species. And perhaps if you were given my life, it would have destroyed you. And if I was given your life, it would destroy me. But what we have been given is what we can endure and that which we can transcend. Because by design, you're never given that which you cannot handle. So failure really isn't in our DNA. Failure isn't a choice. Failure is not a choice. I hope you guys are listening to me, man. Real talk. So I'm just vibing. This is just how I'm feeling. Don't let no one trick you into self-doubt. Don't let no one fool you into thinking we're supposed to fail. What I love about money so much, and people say you shouldn't love money, but I tell you this, it's not so much we shouldn't love money. Maybe we should use a better word like care. Why should we use words like care? Well, I've met a woman who loved a certain pair of shoes. I've also met people who love cars, love clothes, love movies, love food. Then they turn around and say they love me. But I've never heard someone say, I care about the sweater. I care about the car. I care about the shoes. And they don't care about the food unless it's alive before they eat it. Then at that point, it's a pet. Okay? So, I like the word care. So, I do love money. And when I say I love money, people intend to afflict me. Oh, you see, that's where he's wrong. This fool said he loves money. So how come the people who say they love food, how come the people that say they love cars and they love that perfume, they love that house, how come they're not fools? But you got something personal when it comes to money. That I have to be wicked because I'm honest, I love money. But I care about my children and I care about my people. So y'all could keep love. I'm going to embrace care. Y'all keep love. Because what I love, I may not care about. And that's what I've learned. There's things that I love, but equally so, there are things that I love that I don't care about. I don't care about the clothes that I love, and I don't care about the cars that I love. But I care about the daughters that I have. I care about my wives. I care about my family. And in there's degrees of love, and subsidiaries of the same. So I want us, first and foremost, to be able to admit to yourself, you love money. And if you don't, you need to get into a relationship with money. It's time for you guys to get into a relationship with money. Facts. Get into a relationship with money. I'm not talking about intimately, but establish the fact that you would love to have more. Why not? It's divine order. It's your right. And we're going to speak it into existence because love is very powerful. So how are you going to get it if you don't love it? Love is a desire that's biologically and psychologically embedded into us. That it empowers us with the ability to bring things into fruition. There's nothing wrong with it. You love sex, you go out there and you find a way to get it. Your love for a certain car, you find a way to get it. Even if you got to rent that bitch, you find some way to get as close to it as possible. Love the money. I ain't say care about it. But we have to reestablish this relationship with money, because I realize oftentimes people get upset with you. Any demonstration that I do that shows a form of wealth that I have amassed, I get the most negative messages from black men. I get the most negative messages from black men when I do posts that's associated with money. So I know there's a hidden insecurity that's taking place within us because hardships that have been brought about because of the lack of it thereof. So let's reestablish a new relationship with money, shall we? And let's love to get it. For those of you guys that's interested, I have the credit restoration program. It's $2,000. Forward me your full name and your phone number. Only when you are ready, it's time to change your life around today. Why today? Because we've been procrastinating for too long. And you know that's a form of retardation. Because when you look up the word retardation, it means to slow down one's progress. Okay? Slow down one's progress. You want to build the lifestyle that you want? You're going to need the tools to do the building, and money is a tool. The world that you want to live in, you're going to have to use the right tools to build them. And one of those main tools, one of those operative tools, like you are a mason, you're going to start building from the northeast corner. You came into this world a rough ashlar in an endeavor to become a perfect ashlar. But all unbeknown to you, when you were the rough ashlar, you were in your state of perfection. You go to brotherpolight45@gmail.com. You leave your full name and your phone number when you're ready to pay $2,000 to get access to anywhere between 50 grand to 300 grand inside of 60 to 90 business days. You'll get a caseworker assigned to you. You'll have me at your disposal as your mentor, where I'll prepare you for the funds that will be coming in, so I can give you a wide range of ideas how you may want to leverage the results. Those monies coming in, so you know you have a game plan and a working model so you can amass more wealth from the monies that you don't have to pay back. We're also going to build up your credit card equity to over $500,000 amongst the different credit cards we're going to give you access to. Unlimited credit cards, 100 grand credit cards. We're going to help you get to that, in addition to removing negative items off your report, adding positive items to your report, boosting your credit scores, right? And then leveraging those results so you can amass wealth. Get loans that you don't have to pay back. Get loans that you do have to pay back at your discretion. Okay? These are the things that you're going to learn how to do. Okay? You leave your full name and your phone number when you're ready to spend the $2,000 to get access to anywhere between 50 grand to 300 grand that you don't have to pay back through our credit restoration. Just leave your full name and your phone number. Say that you are ready. Only leave your full name and your phone number when you're ready, and we'll get started effective immediately for you guys. Real talk. Real talk. Stop procrastinating, meaning stop suffering from retardation. Because retardation is what? When you slow down the progression. Slowing down one's own progression. Okay? Let's look it up just to be safe. Let's look it up. For those of you that don't know or not aware of the meaning, because I know we use it a lot the wrong way. Okay. Try to get this thing right. Why is it not looking clear? Damn, like, why is it so hard? Hopefully y'all can see it. Damn, that shit is not working for me. Maybe if I put it this way. I'll read the damn thing, but goodness gracious. It's like not working at any angle. Okay, hold on. But anyway, it's retardation. It says the action of delaying or slowing the progress or development of something. So even slavery was an attestation to the people that was running the slave gang. They were retards because they were delaying and slowing down the progress of civilization, slowing down the progress of humanity, more especially in the case of the black race. It was retarded. Slavery was retarded. Slavery was conducted by retards because retardation is the action of delaying or slowing the progress or development of something. Okay? The camera light is retarded. You right. So, yes. So I got it pinned right there. You go to brotherpolight45@gmail.com. You leave your full name and your phone number when you're ready to spend your $2,000 to amass wealth. Stop being afraid. Stop being scared. Stop with the self-doubt. You do deserve to live better. It may be this can't be real. How is it that I'm able to pull this off just by sitting here watching this live stream? These are the wild questions we ask ourselves because we're kind of afraid of success. And also, anybody who's really taught us something of huge significance, most times on a collegiate level, on a curriculum level, based on the educational school system, they normally the foreign teachers. So then when the complexion gets this dark, foreign non-blacks, we kind of get a little evasive and we kind of question, can I trust the person that's this dark skinned? And then also, if you're from the black community, there's a higher probability that the people who have hurt you happen to be black. So you already have a certain level of reluctance, especially when it came to money, because black people probably hurt you when it came to money. So you have all these worries and insecurities and all these fears. Okay? But yes, blessings in abundance. We all have the right to do better, live better. And a greater portion of our life, whether we want to confess to it or not, is to get the unnecessary. That's what everyone's working for. To get the unnecessary. That's what we're doing this for. Make sure you watch the video over. If you just came in here, just watch it over, because I'm about to stop. A great portion of what we're attempting to do here is the unnecessary. We don't want just an apartment or a house. You want a nice one and nice intimates. That we want an unnecessarily bigger house than we really need. You want a nice car. Admit to yourself, you want an unnecessary vehicle. You can get you a regular vehicle, but many of us drive a car that is unnecessary. So firstly, we have to, and this is what I mean by keeping it real and realizing, you know what? We have to reestablish what our actual relationship is with money, how we actually feel about money. Because when you really pay attention, we're living in conflict and contradiction because we're afraid to say we love it, but yet almost everything we do is the unnecessary. We don't have to go out to restaurants and eat. It's a lot cheaper to cook for yourself or buy cheaper foods. Not to go to nice restaurants. We don't have to have nice cars, and we don't have to have a nice apartment with nice furniture, because every time we prefix that word nice there, we're getting the unnecessary. The nice clothes, the nice jewelry, the nice time out. We're living to do the unnecessary, and there's nothing wrong with that because it's part of the human experience. And once you come to terms with that, the money will start coming in. You have to admit you do want to do and have a lot of unnecessary things. It's just a fact. Don't let no one fool you. You want the unnecessary for your children. You want the unnecessary for your friends. You want the unnecessary for your family. Celebrating birthdays is unnecessary and all the other holidays. You still do it anyway. Is it wrong? It's unnecessary. But that's the thing that makes life special. The thing that's making life special is all the unnecessary things you get to do before you die. All the unnecessary places you get to go. All the unnecessary time you spend. The unnecessary sex without making babies. Sex is to make babies. We could just keep it 100. So all the other sex is unnecessary. And the shit you do to lead up into getting sex normally costs you. You know what I'm saying? It's unnecessary. And the way you go out to dress is unnecessary, but you do it. It's okay to admit it. And once you come to terms with the unnecessary, man, then you realize you love money. You may not care for it, but you love it. And that's why I said now we got to look at this in retrospect. We got to come to terms with this and with this understanding that words are GPS reality, and it's really love versus care. And that which I care about, I love. But that which I love, I don't necessarily care about. Because people love food and people love cars and people love perfumes and they love shoes and they then say they love people. And that's all right. But I want someone to care about me the way I care about y'all. Stop accepting poverty. Realize that you're too smart to be broke. Make sure you share this video to impact others' consciousness, their heart consciousness. Because you know there's a vagus nervous system that connects your heart to your brain. And you know your heart is 10,000 times more magnetic and 5,000 times more electric than that of your brain. And your heart has 40,000 neurons. Same thing that your brain made up of. So your heart is a brain too. But many of us are brain conscious and not heart conscious. A lot of derogatory things are said about thinking with your heart. But to the contrary, the brain is all dissected. They have spirits. You got love with your whole heart. You can care with your whole heart. But you think in flashes from one side of the brain to the next, never simultaneously. Even if they say the speed of thought is 24 billion miles per second. You got to be heart conscious. So yeah, we built those pyramids. We did all this. We are the authors of math and science. We did all that, right? But guess what? If I smoke cigarettes and my daughter's daughter has cancer, they're going to ask that offspring, is there a history of cancer in your family? And they're going to go back those 3 generations into the great-great-grandpa and say, hey, grandpa was smoking cigarettes. And in turn, he afflicted himself with cancer and left that imprint in us. So how could your great-great-great-grandfather be held accountable for a cancer that exists 200 years after him, unless your great-great-great-grandfather still exists and still can create impressions upon a life that exists 200 years after himself? Now, the next question would be, if I can be responsible for the cancer that exists 200 years away from me, might I also have the capabilities of passing down my consciousness? Might I have the ability to pass down my genius? If I could pass down diabetes, I could pass down math and science. So you are your ancestors. It's if you provoke a certain consciousness or you invoke a certain consciousness, which will be the determination of how you're able to thrive in this lifetime. Because a person can go brain dead and still be alive. But you can't go heart dead and still be alive. Well, I'm talking to you about heart consciousness. Hey, but email me at brotherpolight45@gmail.com when you guys are ready to change your lives spend $2,000, get access to anywhere between 50 grand to 300 grand that you don't have to pay back. Get a caseworker assigned to you that'll deal with your credit exclusively and immediately. And get me at your disposal as your mentor. Okay? Where I'll coach you and prep you for the money's coming in so you have a wide range of ideas, a plethora of ideas, how you may want to invest the money so you could grow it into a larger amount, thereby amassing wealth. And you'll also have the website where you can track your results, see the deleted items as they're being removed, the positive items as they're being added, and also the correspondences between who we communicate with amongst the 30 different credit bureaus. Doesn't matter if you have good credit, bad credit. I'm pretty sure you haven't communicated with the 30 different credit bureaus and financial institutions alike that have an impact and a say over how much you're able to get and if you could even get anything in the first place. That's our job. To get you as much money as possible that you don't have to pay back, load you up with credit cards so you have damn near $500,000 or more in equity from your credit cards. So between the money you don't have to pay back and your newly found credit card equity, you'll be able to come up with a working business model where you can invest and not have to worry about falling victim if that what you invest in doesn't show up on time. And for those of you that are saying I'm high, it's crazy because I don't do drugs. But I appreciate the subtle compliment, even if it's being said to undermine my intelligence. I feel like I'm going so hard on the information, and it's so fluent that one would have to believe I must be on some kind of drug, but I'm really downloading the data from the universe. Because I put this live stream on to freestyle. I really just freestyle all this stuff. Because the information don't come from me, it comes through me. Once you allow yourself to be a vessel, just like our children don't come from our women, they come through our women. That's how I know I'm so different from the rest of the people in my family. I'm nothing like them. I only look like them. But I really don't behave and think like them at all. I've always been different. And many of you are the messiah of your family. Many of you are extremely different from the rest of your family, but probably look like them. Because we don't come from our parents, we come through our parents. And we all have a mission and a purpose and a journey in this lifetime, and we all entitled to the unnecessary. Because life isn't even necessary. But we've been gifted this existence, so we should do something, a quality with it. And the way we can manifest quality is by optimizing our experience, by amassing wealth so we can do for our friends, family, and well-wishers, our advocacy that are maybe not as promised as we are in terms of potential. If you're sitting here and you're listening to this, you're one of the ones. Just by default, the fact you're sitting here listening and you're getting motivated. While everybody's doing something else that is unnecessary, you're doing the necessary to get the unnecessary done. That's the problem with other people. They're doing the unnecessary. We do the necessary to get the unnecessary done. Other people do the unnecessary in hopes they can get the unnecessary. And that is an oxymoron. Overstand? But that's right. You go to brotherpolight45@gmail.com. I hope you enjoyed the stream. You know, we can make money consciousness something very special. The reason why I love money so much is because we're supposed to be denied of it. And I'm just rebellious. I love the fact that we're not supposed to be able to have the money. I love that shit. I love the fact we're not supposed to have the money. That shit feels good. Because I love to tear down the walls and the barriers and the limitations. I love the fact that they said I would just be a statistic, that I would be dead or incarcerated and never get a chance to even touch the wealth that I see other people have through the illusions on the TV, that I might have to maybe compromise my moral integrity or say something derogatory about my sisters in order for me to amass wealth. But I found a way to maneuver around all those things and get the money. And not only that, found a way to get it to you guys too. Breaking the system. So when you wonder where I get the hate from, it's because people that are part of this construct, which was almost everybody, hate to see people infiltrate, break the mold of the system and create their very own. I dwell in the matrix, but I'm not part of it. Shit is all an illusion. And people love this illusory lifestyle. They believe in it more than they know of themselves. And people say, do you believe in yourself? I'm past The concept of believing in myself. Maybe when I was 2, 3 years old, I believed in myself. But I went around this sun 39 times. After going around the sun 39 times, I have knowledge of self. I don't have a belief in me no more. I have knowledge of self. I'm fully aware of my potential, and I'm not going to allow nobody to impose the idea or the conflict into my consciousness that I should ever have to doubt myself again. Ashe. Hotep Wild Battle Cat. Blessings in abundance. Iluvu. Hit me at brotherpolight45@gmail.com. Leave your full name and phone number. Get your mentorship, which is the most fire part of what I do, because you're going to get motivated while learning how to make this bread and change your whole financial paradigm. That's why I got the caseworkers to deal with the mathematics behind the credit. When I deal with you, it's coming from the heart, because I want you to tear this system down. Almost used some negative words. I want you to tear this system down. Thank you for the love. She said, I love you. I appreciate that. Word up. I hope y'all felt these vibes, man. Share this video. Share it and let people know. You need to sit here and really catch a vibe. You guys like to roll a blunt? Roll a blunt to this. You like to drink? Sip on this. Not that crazy culture music that they infiltrate our minds with, where we feel like destroying ourselves and each other. You feel me? Let's spread the good word today. May not be your pastor, you know what I'm saying? But I'll get you that money faster. That's what's important. And I ain't ashamed to make my focal point the money, because we all out here to do the unnecessary. We just have to put things into perspective so we don't have to feel guilty about it no more. So now we can have it. And the only reason I want to have it is so I can let it go. Because if you don't burn out your desires will burn you out. I don't want to leave this physical plane wanting something because I felt like it was within reach, but I couldn't grasp it. The only reason I want it, the only reason I want to have it is so I can let it go. Because I don't want to be spiritually afflicted or binded by the worldly things. So one of the biggest spiritual acquisitions you could ever undertake on planet Earth is to get all the things that they say they're denying you of. Get it. Have it and get over it. We all have things we would like that's unnecessary. Get that and then let it go. The only reason I want to have is so I can let it go. So when it's time to transcend, there's no gravity on me. I'm out of here. Get it. Show forth and prove you could do it. It's like a video game out here. You don't have to really love the car. Just get that thing anyway, just so you know you could have. Break the limitations. Just because they say you couldn't get it, go get that and get 2 of them while you at it. Maybe 3. Real talk. Y'all keep asking for testimonies, and I'm constantly posting testimonies. I'll post some more tomorrow. Just go on my IG story and you'll see the testimonies from celebs on down to people that you don't know. Okay? We'll do it like that. Blessings in abundance. Hotep Wild Battle Cat, Iluvu.